The Role of School Leadership in System Reform, a conversation on transformational change. Hello, I would like to begin a conversation about the critical role of leadership in shaping the future of education. It should be obvious that meaningful reform doesn't happen in isolation. Leaders at every level of the education system play a vital role in turning vision into reality. But doesn't it follow that without strong, adaptive, and forward-thinking leadership, even the best reform strategies will fail to create lasting impact? I have observed that when school leadership is weak or unsupported, reforms struggle to move beyond policy documents into real classrooms. Can you imagine the difference it would make if every school had leaders who not only managed day-to-day operations, but also inspired innovation, empowered teachers, and created a culture of continuous improvement? Wouldn't it be more effective if school leadership focused not just on administration, but on transformation? Doesn't it follow that the best school leaders are those who create a shared vision for learning? Effective leadership is not just about enforcing rules. It's about fostering collaboration between teachers, students, and the broader community. It should be obvious that real reform happens when leaders listen, adapt, and actively engage with those on the ground. What if every school principal saw themselves as an educational architect, someone who shapes the environment for both learning and growth? Wouldn't it be more powerful if leadership structures prioritize mentorship, creativity, and problem-solving rather than just compliance? It is time now to recognize that system-wide reform depends on leadership that extends beyond individual schools. Can you imagine the impact if school administrators, district leaders, and policymakers work together as part of a cohesive strategy rather than as disconnected units? What if leadership development programs prepared education leaders not just to manage schools, but to drive systemic change? Wouldn't it be more effective if education leadership was approached as a dynamic, evolving role rather than a bureaucratic position? I have observed that the most successful education systems invest heavily in training and supporting school leaders. Doesn't it follow that if we want stronger schools, we need stronger leadership pipelines? It should be obvious that principals and administrators need ongoing professional development, collaboration opportunities, and resources to implement reforms effectively. What if leadership training focused on building resilience, adaptability, and vision? Wouldn't it be transformative if school leaders were equipped not just to respond to change, but to create it? It should be obvious that leadership in education isn't just about managing schools. It's about shaping the future. Can you imagine how much more effective reform would be if school leaders were truly empowered to implement change, advocate for their students, and build bridges between classrooms and communities? What if leadership roles were structured to encourage innovation rather than just administration? Wouldn't it be more powerful if every school had a leader who was not just an authority figure, but a guide, a mentor, and a visionary? The future of education reform depends on the strength of its leaders. It is time now to recognize that leadership is not just about hierarchy, it's about impact. Doesn't it follow that if we want lasting, meaningful reform, we must invest in school leadership as much as we invest in curriculum, technology, and policy? The question isn't whether leadership matters. The question is whether we are ready to develop, support, and empower the leaders who will shape the next generation of learning.